Welcome to the WNBA Lean Show. I'm Brian, your host. We're back. This is 2024. As a matter of fact, it's the 29th of May, 2024. Appreciate you joining me. If you were here last year, we built a ton of bankrolls, and we're going to try to do that again this year. I want to give you a full disclosure. I'm not betting these games, but I am looking at these games. Had a pretty good NBA season. The structure is the same when I handicap the WNBA, so I do go in here. I am betting heavy on Major League Baseball, so that's why I'm not betting the WNBA. But I do see a game today that is crazy. I'm about to get into it. You're going to want to tune in for that. Also, if you're having trouble winning games, I want you to go to winningiseasy.com. Winningiseasy.com. Click the green button. I'll help you out. Okay, so we'll go into WNBA today. Bear with me as I run through all three of these games. Going to try to do it as quick as possible here. Phoenix Mercury going into the New York Liberty. Crazy stuff here. You know, Phoenix just played yesterday. Was it yesterday? As a matter of fact, it was yesterday. And they got destroyed. They only scored 47 points against the Connecticut Sun. The New York Liberty started out hot, right? And then what happened? They wind up losing a couple of games, one at home, one on the road against the Minnesota Lynx. No shame to lose against the Lynx right now, because I think the Lynx could be this year's front runner. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. So when you have the Phoenix Mercury, and I look at the matchup for the last 10 here, even though I don't even want to talk about yesterday's game with the Mercury. Okay, because the Mercury and the Sun pretty good, obviously, but it looks like the Phoenix Mercury are 5-5 in their last 10 against the New York Liberty. The Liberty have covered 6 of those games, so they got a little slight edge there, and that includes last year's game where they won by 22, the last time they played in Phoenix. And let's be honest, this line's 14 right now. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole, just because the Liberty, you know, even though they're good. It's just a lot of points. It could be too many points. So, but I will tell you this: the Mercury, they're just not playing well. They scored 47 points yesterday. Are they going to score more than that today? Maybe they will, but I wouldn't put any money on it. If I was guessing, I might go with the New York Liberty to cover this spread here. And the only reason I say that is because obviously the Liberty is a much better team, and. You know, this total right now is set at 170. It's pretty low, and a lot of these games have gone under in the last 10. As a matter of fact, the under is 6-4 in the last 10. I wouldn't venture anything on this game, but I'm just telling you what I see right here. Okay, so let's go into the next game. If I was guessing, I would say you want to look for a reason to back the Liberty. Obviously, nobody's looking for a reason to back the Mercury after yesterday's performance. So that might be a game you just stay away from, and that would be my best suggestion to you. The Atlanta Dream against the Washington Mystics. Okay, so what do we got here with this? Let's take a look. We have the Atlanta Dream. We have the Mystics. We have the Dream starting out and playing. They're 2-2, right? 1-3 against the spread, and the Mystics are 0-6, but they are 3-2-1 against the spread. They can't seem to win a game. They scored 69 in their last outing against the Seattle Storm, and they're coming home are the Mystics to play the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream favored by 3.5 right now, and actually by 3, and rightfully so. What does that say about this particular game? I will tell you this. It says, wow, what do you do with it? Atlanta's won the last 3. The Washington Mystics won 7 before that. Atlanta's won as a dog. As a matter of fact, the dog has won the last 3 of these games and covered. So what I might do is, the dog has won 2 of them and covered 1 of them. I don't want to get that wrong for you. But as I'm looking at these games right here, the Atlanta Dream, they're not bad. They're not a terrible team. They're 2-2 right now, and their numbers are pretty strong coming into this game. You know, they only scored 79 against the Minnesota Lynx, and that's okay because, again, we're going to get into why the Minnesota Lynx are not a bad team to be losing to right now. So, and it looks like their energy and efficiency came out strong, was right. And it just, to me, looks like even though this might be a competitive game early, Atlanta may pull out late. So I would side with Atlanta on this. If I was looking for a reason to justify a team, even though they're on the road, I might justify Atlanta. Just a heads up on that. Okay, now let's go to the game that really caught my eye. So I think the Atlanta Dream minus the 3 might be the play in that. As a matter of fact, I might go money line on that one if I was looking to bet it. Again, I'm not betting the game. I would look at both of those options if I was doing that. But this last game is a game, right? Minnesota Lynx catching 5 against the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. Now this line is going to stay in favor of the Aces. However, and as a matter of fact, let me just give it, the Aces have won 8 of the last 10, covered the last 4 as gigantic favorites. However, the Lynx right now are, let me get to this, let me be sure I'm right here, okay? If I'm not mistaken, the Lynx are 4-1, okay? The only team they've lost against was the Sun, who they lost in OT by 1 point. So that tells you a lot there. Obviously, the Aces are 3-1. They've lost to the Phoenix Mercury. The Mercury caught them for some reason, which is crazy to think about. But what that tells me is the Aces are vulnerable, which means they can lose, which means you're in Minnesota and this team is strong. And catching 5, I got to be honest with you. Catching 5, even though they dominated these teams, the sequence I see favors the Minnesota Lynx. So if I was looking at this game, I know the Aces, hey, I'm here in Vegas. They were 2-time champions back-to-back. But the Minnesota Lynx are at home. They are playing well. They've only lost 1 game, and they're hungry. They're hungry to do something. And they see the vulnerable Aces coming into town. And I got to be honest, it looks like a possibility of the Minnesota Lynx beating the Aces. So I would look for the Minnesota Lynx in this game, and that's how I would see it. As a matter of fact, I think that probably, that's the marquee game, and I would look to that. That's my favorite game on the board. I think the Minnesota Lynx plus the 5 might be the play today. If I was looking to do it, I'd look to put my money on the Minnesota Lynx. Hope that helps you. Again, if you're having trouble winning and you need help, go to winningiseasy.com, click the green button, and I'll talk to you next time.